All right, y'all, welcome to this week's episode of Music in the Minor League. We appreciate you coming back to listen after our little break. We had to take July off to do some touring, made it all the way up to Colorado and back, which works out perfectly because this week we're talking to a Fort Collins artist named Slip. You'll see SLP, but it's pronounced Slip, of Maudlyn Monroe. Maudlyn Monroe's bio goes, classically trained with a love for Riot Grrl and 70s New York punk. Maudlyn Monroe is a vocalist, guitarist, saxophonist, pianist with an up-tempo emo feel, an electrified, lackadaisical punk. Really like that description, and we had a wonderful conversation with Slip, and we're really thinking you're going to enjoy it. So we're just going to cut through all the intro and get to it. Real quick before we start, if you like the podcast, please tell some friends about it. Help us get the word out. We spend a lot of time trying to promote other minor league artists like ourselves, folks out there, with jobs and things like that, making music, people who are doing it, still putting in the time. So we hope you take the time to help spread the word. It'll help everybody out. 2, if you'd like to be a guest, hit us up. We have people do it all the time. We'd love to talk to you. Next up, if you like Maudlyn Monroe, make sure to check out their Bandcamp page. A new album called Heart-Shaped Rock is out now, which you'll hear about all in the interview. Finally, for quick housekeeping, Brywire's laying low for a while, man. We got a show coming up this Friday at Finn McCool's in Houston for our friend Mark Potter's birthday, who you may know from 9 Bullets, the old alt country blog. Matt Woods and Gritters and Chills will be playing that one as well. That'll be super cool. And we just jumped on today the Kerrville Relief Fund fundraiser they're doing over at the Old Quarter. We'll be playing at noon. We'll be kicking it off. Probably a duo set from Kim and I. And then on September 6th, we'll be playing at Mod Coffee House, and that's it until November when we return as part of the Old Quarter Songwriters Festival with like John Moreland, Chris and Adam Carroll, Jesse Dayton, and a ton of other awesome people. Anyway, this is a long episode, so we're going to cut through it. This song is called You Can Have Me Now off of Heart-Shaped Rock from Maudlyn Monroe. We'll see you on the other side with a great interview. Later.
Pavement is shining, black and wet, in the fog, in the dawn. The white sky is white as the sky, softer than any touch I've known. I'm fine about the ones ain't said goodbye and ain't gonna come. And if you're gonna come back, rain, you can have me now, you can have me now. Yeah, if you're gonna come back, rain. I've seen time stretch out ahead, and I know that a white sky I've been hiding, playing dead. I know that they ain't never gonna come back round. Still I must find a way. I don't know how. And if you're gonna come back, spring, you can have me now, you can have me now. Yeah, if you're gonna come back, spring. you're gonna come back home. I will come along, yeah, I am gonna stay with you till you prove me wrong. I am gonna stay with you till you prove me wrong.
All right, y'all, welcome to another episode of Music in the Minor League. Today we are here with Slip of Maudlyn Monroe. Also has various solo things.
Great name, by the way. Love the name of your band.
Thank you. Yeah, that was it was one of my roller derby names I had picked out for myself, and then I just decided one day that I had to admit I was never going to join roller derby. So I made up my band name.
I like it.
Nice.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'll edit this out for real. It's just right when we started talking, my headphones just started going squealing. And
Oh, is that what happened? I mean, I saw your whole face and your whole everything go, oh, what happened?
I was like, is it a dog whistle or is it me?
Is this a heart attack? Is this how it happens?
Well, there are a lot of dog whistles these days.
Can confirm.
See, every time I say I'm going to edit something out, we say something funny, and it's like, we can't
No, we
edit
leave
that
it.
out.
Edit that out.
All right, but yeah, so
Okay.
all squealing aside,
to the
apparently,
podcast.
and it's not just the tinnitus, it's just, I don't know. I wanted
Old
to
man.
really feel the conversation. I apparently went too hard on the headphones. So first things first, you're out of Fort Collins, Colorado currently, correct?
That is correct,
All
yes.
right. Another person that we met through our good friend Brian. So thank you, Brian.
Sugar
Britches.
Thank you, Brian. Sugar
Big
Britches.
community up there. We love it up there.
I know, man. There's a lot of great folks. Like we were just up there a little while ago.
We
and had a
were?
blast.
I know. I was sad to miss your show. I was out of town.
It's all right. We usually try to come there at least once a year, just because you live there. It's like it's beautiful. And
'Cause it's
there's a lot of nice
Colorado.
people.
Freaking Colorado.
I have to sit
Freaking
there and
Colorado.
go like, stop. You're not in Houston. You don't have to be like super aggro and everything. Like, just calm down.
Just look at the mountains and calm down.
I think that first
Just
day.
breathe.
is
Just breathe.
Yeah, just
Go
calm.
touch
Breathe in the
some
mountain air.
grass.
Mountains.
I was at Walmart. I'm like, everyone's just walking so relaxed. And we got to get places. I'm like, stop. The armband's back there. The chargers are back there. It's fine. It'll be there in another
all
30
good.
seconds. Stop being Texas dude and just let it go. And it was nice after that. It was an enjoyable experience.
It's the heat that makes you aggro, which is why everybody in Colorado is so happy.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, Colorado has its own heat, but it is not Texas heat.
No.
It is not Texas heat. I wilt in the Texas heat. I am not a fun person to be around in the Texas heat.
Oh, it's miserable.
It
And
probably
the
is-
humidity. Oh,
We're doing with that right now, actually.
it's a nice dry heat up here. Usually, it's actually like weirdly humid here now. There's like stories about it. Yeah, it was more humid in here. It was more humid in Denver last Tuesday than it was in Houston.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, we
I'm
did have
sorry.
that
I
nice
know.
high pressure system.
It was sitting
figured
over
out.
us for a minute, wasn't it?
You just got to bake, just straight up. No,
Bummer.
You could breathe, but you were baking.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no.
Why do
no
we
to the
stay
humidity.
here?
Socioeconomic,
Exactly.
disability to move due to socioeconomic conditions. Texas makes sure you're too poor to move away.
Man.
I don't think that's just Texas anymore.
Right,
That's
yeah.
like
Kidding.
the United States. What is it? There's not a single state in the union where you can rent a one bedroom on minimum wage.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Not even close. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Good times.
Wow, we got really depressing really fast today.
Well, we did say before we got going that like once the interview started, it was going to get serious.
Right.
No more
seriously-
laughter.
Seriously sad.
Well, yeah,
Right.
it's.
Well, I
real,
do
man.
call my music up-tempo emo.
Oh, see?
There we go. See, this was a good segue.
I like that.
There you go. I gave that to you.
So well played.
That's one thing to bring up. I actually had to pull up the Bandcamp page because I was like, I can't remember everything you do on this record off of the top of my head. That's why last
yeah.
night it was one of those people when you're sitting there. Occasionally we go through albums and we have our like we call it the fuck you moment where it's just like, man, fuck her, she's doing all that. Or, fuck him, fuck
She's
you know,
really
How
good.
dare these people do all this stuff and we can only barely play the one instrument we have.
Right.
So that's our greatest compliment that we can give people is
Fuck
like
that guy.
right,
It's cussing me out when I'm not there.
right.
Thank you, friends.
How dare you?
Is that what I was feeling last night?
Right,
I was feeling something.
All the negative
You're like,
vibes.
why am I so good?
Well, we're listening to it. And I was like, well, let me read who did what. So for this album, Slip just did only vocals, electric and acoustic guitar, piano, percussion, flute, saxophone, bass, banjo, and theremin.
Wow.
Yeah, and I did a bunch of, at the risk of sounding really terrible, I also did a lot of the recording and all the editing.
Yeah, I just left that. I left the producer
and I produced it all, and I was in the mixing room with my mixing engineer.
It's just not fair. It's not even fair, dude. What are we doing?
This one's definitely getting the explicit label.
So before I knew all this, we were listening to your music, and we got through one song, and I looked at Sam and I went, they're really good, like really good.
Hey,
we get all
thank you.
kinds, you get all kinds of submissions, and then I was like, oh no, like not just good, but like.
Oh yeah, once I heard the
thanks.
vocals, I was like, Kim will love this.
Yep. I did.
Wait, which song did you listen to?
What song did we listen
Well,
to?
the first
Was it
one's
just the
Midnight
opening
Wind.
tune?
Played the album.
Yeah, Midnight Wind.
Yeah.
That feels like it's probably your kind of speed. Opening lyrics, Leave in Austin. I wrote that after one summer at Kerrville, and we were out in Austin. Very literal inspiration there.
That's kind of what I dug. I mean, it does go to a lot of different places, like the album. Like you hear that, then there's a little more. Some songs get a little more hectic, and there's a lot of cool different vibes. Like it's not just some of them get a little more almost jazzy. Like I noticed it says that you were classically trained. So did you actually go to school for music, or just grew up in a musical family?
Both, yeah. So I was really lucky. My dad was a pianist, and had a baby grand Steinway in the house, pianist. And so I grew up, I have two older brothers, and they were taking piano lessons. And when I was 5, I was like begging to take piano lessons. And then it's funny, I did music all through school, and in our school district in Sioux Falls, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, they had this trick. They had this trick for recruiting for orchestra, which was that you could join orchestra in 4th grade, but you couldn't join band until 5th grade. So I promptly joined orchestra, took up the violin. The first day I had my violin, they said, don't use the tuning pegs. I promptly went home and used the tuning pegs and broke a string. And then the next year, the minute that I could join band, I joined band. So I was like, bye, orchestra.
It's been
Too
fun.
many.
And then then I was in jazz band and concert band and all that in choir in high school. And then when I went to college, it was also very funny. I went very intent on being like a creative writing and geology double major. And my first semester, I decided to sign up for a composition class because I was like, why not? That sounds incredible. I can do that. Great. And within the first semester, I'd become a music major because they paid for my private lessons if I was a music major. So I was like, I'm a music major.
Right.
Got this.
And that's basically what it is. I didn't realize that until I went to college, that like you take music classes in college, it's basically like taking private lessons.
Oh,
It was incredible.
Yeah.
so what instrument did you play in band?
Sax, alto and bari sax. Yeah.
Nice. We know a bari sax player as well.
We do.
Nice. There aren't enough of us.
Well, she's in the Hoot and Hollers, and she's amazing. And I've never seen somebody carry such a giant instrument willingly.
I know that band name. Why do I know that band
Because
name?
they're amazing.
Yeah, maybe.
They play Fort Collins pretty regularly. They're on tour.
That might be why as well. Yeah.
You gotta really be in shape to do the kind of, leg presses and stuff she does with that thing on stage. She's real active with it.
Nice. She have a nice harness that she puts over her to wear
Yes.
it too.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you're going to wear it for any length of time, those did not exist when I was in high school,
my
and the bari was always around my neck.
Ooh.
So when I found out that harnesses existed, I was like,
Yeah, Kelly always
Give
has
me
like the
one.
over the shoulder, like in the back strap. Like looks like almost like you're gonna do rock climbing, but it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
click
she
that
also-
monster sax.
Yeah, she also plays the bass sax as well.
oh,
Okay, good. I was trying
that
to
is
remember.
no joke.
Yeah, and she jumps
The
around
bass
stage.
sax, like people talk up bari, and I love bari, but it's a very natural instrument for me. It's not hard for me. A bass sax is insane. It is so gigantic, and to get one note, like the amount of breath, support, and control you need to get a note out of a bass sax, insane.
She only uses it for like, I think, a couple songs. So that explains it.
That explains it. She's phoning
Yeah.
it in.
Yeah, I had my high school and junior high clarinet playing, but that was easier.
Trumpet player here.
Well, respect though, I can't actually get a note out of a clarinet.
Really?
I can't. The embouchure is so weird. The mouth position, I can't do
You have
it.
to have the flat chin part of it. It's such a weird need.
It's weirdly different than sax. You would think that they would be like really similar, but they are not.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, it probably explains why when I try to mess with my friends, I was like, I don't know, man, it doesn't work. Yeah, I played bass clarinet through like.
You had the
Ooh, I
look
love
of,
that.
You look like a bass clarinet.
Well, yeah, of course they're
You
like.
look like a bass clarinet player. I like that.
Clarinets and like, oh, it's the chubby kid. Here you go. You get the bass one. I'm like, fine. I'll sit over there in my bass one. But I liked it. It was deeper sounding.
Heck
it was
yeah,
cool.
it's good sound.
It was bigger. It was hard with like big hand. Be like, oh, I'm gonna get you little buttons.
I was just say you holding a clarinet would be kind of funny.
That's like a do with a toothpick.
So
Yeah.
when I started playing bari sax, I was in 6th grade, and the instrument was like as tall as I was, and I literally had to like sit it on my foot, or it would scrape on the ground.
Wow. Wow.
Great. Dang. See, kids, there's always a way to make it work.
Yeah, you don't. I remember I had a friend Kate played like whatever the one that's there's like bass clarinet. There's like a giant version
Contra
of it.
bass clarinet.
Okay, yeah, and I remember that was it too. Like it was like 6 inches taller than her, and she'd have to like they had to take a stool and as tall as it would go, and she'd
Aw.
sit on top of it and like play while it's like the stand is way down. It was funny.
You ever seen those bass flutes too?
Yes.
That curl around. They're like as thick as a gigantic. They're like a didgeridoo that's all curled up. I don't know how anybody gets a note out of a bass flute.
Nope. No, thank you.
And that's when I got introduced to like guitars and basses. I was like, this is way easier.
Way
You're like, oh,
cooler.
this takes no breath control.
Right. I just-
Everyone listening is like, yeah, that's why I play guitar.
Yeah.
And that was it. By the end of school, like in high school band, I started playing just bass guitar. I was like, this is easier, man. I'm going to do that.
Right. Cooler. Way cooler.
We just bring this. But anyways, enough about us going through our high school stuff. So, new album, it's been out. It's been out for, I guess, hadn't been out very long at all. I remember we talked about it a while back because I just remember going through and we first started talking about doing this, and it was like, it's been more months than I feel like, comfortable saying it.
Yeah, no, well, I was intending on getting it out earlier this year, but I postponed it, and it actually just dropped on my birthday 2 weeks ago. So it's literally brand new, at least to the rest of the world. Brand new, heart-shaped rock. Yeah, I'm real proud of it.
Cool artwork on the cover.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, my cover artist is so talented, and she did my last 2 albums, and she used to be a poetry student of mine.
Oh,
No
That's
joke.
awesome.
Oh, rad.
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
That's been cool. We've had musicians come in that were students of health, so that's always neat.
Or means I'm just really old. Thanks, bud.
Well, I know, but
Well, you did say what? You're 21 years of teaching this year?
Right, I could have started when I was 10.
Yeah.
I could have been a prodigy.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Exactly.
I believe that.
Don't sell me short.
You
I
work
think
with
that-
children. You're staying young.
yeah, but I think it's cool to have people like, students you had that you've memorable enough and touch their lives
Of
enough,
course.
they stay in contact.
Yeah.
True.
And then it's like you can kind of include them in your art. I mean, that's super cool.
I do. I try to as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Well, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Slip here.
Yeah, I'm the cool one.
Yeah, cool.
Stop stealing my compliment.
We're in different time zones.
You can swear at me when you're off camera again.
Right, exactly. I can't swear on the camera.
You're a
Where it's just like, I
co-host,
was like, thanks, like mute. Like, there.
right? You're a co-host. They are the guest.
Right.
Know your place, sir.
Trust
Hierarchy. Hierarchy.
Exactly. I'm not self-producing albums.
Are you making this
No.
about you? I feel like you're making this about you.
That's what we do.
But anyways, back to you, our guest, Slip. Like, so again, but you had someone come in who was, a student of yours and,
Great artwork.
Yeah, that's super cool.
No, the artwork is great. So, the story is funny. I needed artwork for the last album that I put out, which I'm also very proud of, and also produced and also did a bunch of stuff on. But I was like, I need artwork. can't really afford a good artist or like a professional. But I was like, but I could afford a student. So I work at a university. And so I went to like an end of semester student show, and I just like took pictures of the work that I was intrigued by, where the lines looked nice and where I liked the aesthetic. And the piece that I liked the best, I wrote this all up actually in a really nice Substack because it was astonishing. She did this, her name is Dory Keck, and she has a studio called Long Line Studio. And she had, for her senior project, she had burned this intricate, beautiful, like rabbit, like hare and wolf, I think, and like all these vines and flowers into an actual hide. And I was like, this is so glorious. This is so beautiful. This is my favorite here. And then I looked down and I was like, wait a minute. I know that. I know that student. Like, I know that. And then the funny thing is that after she graduated and did my artwork, around the time she did my artwork, she also moved to Vermont, where I went to college. So she ended up living like my dream post-grad life.
Wow.
That I wasn't like quite strong enough to do at the time. So it's really cool. I actually just saw her when I was in Vermont a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, she's a great artist. Highly recommend her stuff. People should go commission her for artwork all the time.
Yeah.
So what is the other album that she did though?
Oh, dude, it's so fun. If you're on my Bandcamp, you can see it. It's the Greedy, Pushy, Needy album.
Which is super cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like if I'm describing it to people who can't see it, it's like 2 or 3 layers. And number one of the layers is a human skeleton with a coyote skull.
Yes.
And then it's behind like black vines and thorns and some other stuff. And it's just like, it's fabulous. It's a fabulous cover.
It's very cool looking.
Yeah.
Include that in the episode notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all the artwork is like super cool. And that's something to kind of come around to outside of the art is like, I know you said you're a creative writing teacher. Is that, I mean, you must always be coming up with new ideas. Does it help a lot with lyric writing and keeping songs moving or keeping songs coming, or no?
You know what's funny is I actually had not written a song in like a decade. So I quit music several times, like at least independent music, because, you know, it's rough. And
Yeah.
I've got like a history of disability and trauma and stuff that just like was not working. So after I quit music a few times, and then I had all these songs lying around and I wasn't playing them for anyone and I wasn't recording them. And so I had this real deep, like, what's the point of writing a new one then? You know, like if I'm not playing them for anybody and I'm not recording them, like what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then a couple years ago, you know, a lot of stuff happened, but when I put out Greedy, Pushy, Needy, I started recording both of these albums at the same time. And really the goal was to like clear the docket, to like see what new thing could happen if I actually got those songs out into the world the way I wanted them to, you know? And so the songs on both these albums are like 10, 15 years old, actually.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
But I will say that I wrote my first song in like a decade, like a month ago. And it just like fell out of me. So yeah.
We'll keep doing it.
Well, that's exciting. Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, just getting back in the practice of playing and doing stuff. And like, say you're always working with writing, and I'm sure, I don't know though, because like, I know me, like I work in tech stuff and everything in my house is just in shambles technology wise, and Health doesn't do any art for the band really.
Nope.
And, you know, so it's like most people when they really do something for work, they're like, when it comes to their personal life, like, meh, it's work.
Right.
So I didn't know.
I have definitely felt that in the past.
It's a real thing.
So it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have been writing. I do. I mean, obviously, I do. I teach both like research writing, rhetoric and composition and research, but I also then teach poetry. So yeah, like a lot of the writing that I've done in the last decade has actually been poetry. So I have like several manuscripts that, you know, no one wants to publish.
You know, but it's good to keep going. It keeps that muscle moving. I know so many people we talk to who are just like, you know, I try to make it a practice to write something every day or to do something every day just to keep that mindset going. And I know it's, I always say I'm going to do that, and then a light blinks and I run away to chase it. But, you know.
But see, I want to ask you questions now. I want to be like, how often do you all write? Who writes your songs?
Mostly
Tell me more.
Right. right?
Yeah, normally just like we need to have this time. Most of it's accidental. Like I'll go around the house, start be playing, I'm always playing something. Like I'm sure I'm obnoxious to live with because I'm carrying an instrument
You are
around the
not.
house.
I've told you that.
Most of the day. And it's just like, well, it's because we're in front of people. You might be just
Oh, no,
being nice.
we love music. So I love having music around the house.
So yeah, so I'm always playing, and then just occasionally be like, oh, that's a cool progression. And like usually just make up gibberish words or piece things together till something clicks. Like that's a good line. Then just build from there. Occasionally I'll write like, I guess like poetry type stuff or I went to school for journalism. So it's like one of those things where it's just keep that writing going. So I try to writing Facebook posts. Like I stay on top of that or writing creative writing type things. I'm trying to start like a writing journal to keep just things, memories as they come, just more. It's just a practice. So I'm trying to get back into it. That's why we're trying to finish our current album we're working on now. So I'm like, cool, then I can start practicing and working on more music and playing and been hassling Kim more. Like, here's music, come up with lyrics to it.
Yeah. And I just write like little bits and pieces all the time. And if I hear something I like that he's playing, I'm like, I think I have something for that. Or that sounds like this idea that I had. What do you think if we expand on it?
Yeah,
that's so nice. I don't usually write with other people. I mean, I have a friend that we're working on a song right now, which is very fun and very exciting.
It took us a long time to get to this point. Like we wrote separately for.
Yeah, I really did. I had that. I was a younger brother, so I feel like sometimes I had that little brother. Like I have to prove myself and like, I made this all by myself. And now I feel like I've done enough songs by myself. I'm like, meh, it's more fun. It's like anything, it's more fun if you do it with other people. So.
Yeah, I'm in this weird position where my classical training can actually be a big hindrance in the indie music world because I just speak a different language about music, right? Than other, and it has nothing to do with talent. It has nothing to do with ability. Like I know so many amazing musicians, but like what I ask them to do or what I tell them to do or what I like can articulate or how I talk about music is just like not the same as so many people in the indie music world. And like part of the reason I play all these instruments on this album is because I can actually like, since I was recording myself too, I mean, it was like financial, it made it easier, but also I was just like, I know what I want and I know how to ask myself for it.
Right.
You know how to get it out of your head and
which is beautiful, right? It's really glorious and really beautiful, and I'm really proud of everything. But it also means that like when the album's done, I'm one of the only people invested in it. There's not like a band behind me that knows how to play my songs that I can afford to like hire out for like gigs. It's like it's me. Yeah, it's just me.
I know a lot of artists that do that.
It's me and my mixing engineer. That's it.
Yes.
But as someone who started out as kind of like the, indie musician who lacked like, I guess, popular vernacular, that it does help that, it always makes me feel smarter when I'm around people who are, more, I guess, scholastic with it to like, oh, great. Yeah. I know I actually know what they're saying now. So, you need to be able to find that there are people who are just like, all right. Like, I get it now. I understand what they're talking about. That means a lot because I know,
Oh, having it explained to you.
Yeah, where, you're
even though you don't
like
always understand the verbiage.
And where you want to be and everything. And like, I'm still not good with like, because my son did, he played in an orchestra. And so he'll use like all these different terms of how to play like soft or things like that. And I'm just like,
yeah, I know all those terms.
Right. Like, just show me, man.
They're in Italian.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
In Italian.
And he knows all that. And I'm just like, cool, man. Well, just show me what that means. And I'll try to commit it to memory.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're like, what is it? Like play it like in like legato or whatever. I guess that's one of them.
Yes.
It's just like what? So I don't get that.
Legato means very smoothly. Yeah. All the notes are connected together.
We'd have to Google it before we could play very smoothly.
Right. That's the joy of cell phones. Like, yeah, I got you. And then you turn around like, what does it mean? What does this mean? Lifetime, like, live stat checking. Like, okay, I got this.
So how does it feel to have, if you've been working on both of these albums for a good while, how does it feel to finally have them out there and like into the world and sounding the way that you want them to sound when you did that much work on them?
Yeah, it feels big. I mean, the last album came out in 2023 and I'm like, it came out like 3 weeks after October 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, so I didn't have a good way of responding to that then. And it didn't feel like a great time to be online promoting my music. It felt very like, I don't know, it felt very weird. So I kind of didn't. So I'm very proud of that album. But like, I'm also just hate promotion anyway. I'm not great at it. So that I had like a lot of emotional complication just in my own reality. And then this album was like 80% done at the same time, but I had hit like a wall, like an energetic wall and a creative wall, right? Because I had recorded an album and almost another album in like a year. Learned a lot about like Pro Tools and editing and all this stuff. And so it took like another year or two to get to the point where I was like, now I know what to do next. I like mixed some other singles and I got some ideas about what to do with this album, and I finished up mostly last fall. And this one, I'm proud of both of them, but there's something about this album that feels just, I don't know, insanely good. I'm just like really proud about how it sounds. And I think it's because, like, when I was in the mixing room with my engineer, his name is Brittany Helton. She's incredible. And I say stuff like she did like 5% of the hourly labor and she's like 100% responsible for it sounding the way I want it to sound. But whenever we were in the mixing room listening to a song and like going over moments in a song, our bass line for what worked was like, did it give us shivers? And if it didn't give us shivers, it's like, yeah, it's not that it sounds bad, but like there's this level, there's this level of that really works. That just, I feel it in my body. Mm-hmm. And if we weren't hitting it, we worked until we hit it. And so every song on this album has moments like that. And I think it comes through in a way that this one's a little more folky and a little more commercially, I think, happy. The last one was like more punky, more, up-tempo, emo, lackadaisical punk, like folk punk. And like, I don't know what it is, but people have stuff against folk punk. They don't like it. Only very certain people like folk punk. And this one is, it's got like some edge to it, but it's not particularly punky. So I don't know, like this one, yeah, I feel great about it.
Well,
thanks for asking.
amazing.
Thank you for asking.
No, but you should feel good about it.
Yeah.
Like I've
years
listened
of your life.
Yeah.
I've listened to both of them. Like I say, I think they're both like great.
Oh, dang, you listened to both of them?
Yeah, I listened to the first one when you hit us up initially.
Oh, cool.
And I was just like, yeah, this is great. Then I listened to a couple of the singles, and that's when I think it was, I can't remember which one it was. It may have been, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think when you hit us up initially, you'd already had Cicada out. That was probably the one I was like, kind of reminds me of Songs Ohia and Ohia, however.
Oh, God, I love Songs Ohia. Jason,
like that kind of jazzy.
Well, the Lioness was definitely like on my list of inspirations for this album.
Yeah.
Among like 14 other things. Actually, in Khruangbin and Leon Bridges, Texas Sun and Texas Moon.
We know the guy who produced that album. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah, well,
Steve
you can thank
Christensen.
him for me. That album is regularly played on my. I mean, lots of things are regularly played around here. It's not the only one, but it's a prominent feature.
Yeah, and I think like when you're talking about the shivers, like that album gives you that kind of feel too. Like those songs just hit, and maybe it is something about the geographical. I'm from Texas, and these speak to me because I feel like these are specific places in Texas. Like it resonates, and it's amazing. So like if you're talking about having shivers, it's like people. I really hope people understand like that's a really great thing to get from a song, and for you to feel that and have it in every song is like, geez, that's not normal. Like people don't usually get you kind of people tend to
great.
build they build around one or two songs like that, and everything else is kind of filler. So I'm happy for you that you feel so excited about that. That's hopefully people understand that and embrace it, and that helps more people find you, because I think I think it's worth it, in the long run.
Thanks. Yeah, it's funny. I actually think it's the reason I really do hate self-promotion, and I'm not particularly good at it, but I am like infinitely better at it this time around, in part because I'm just like so excited about it. I'm like, no, I'm proud of it, and I think what I'm hearing other people are hearing, and so I'm like, you should listen to this. It's good. which is just feels like antithetical to my whole like ethos. I don't walk around thinking I'm good. I go around thinking like I gotta be better. I'm problematic. Like I'm not doing right. I gotta get better at X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Like nothing is ever good enough. So
and I actually always tell myself that mindset. It's like what's making me strive to do more in the future. It's not me being that neurotic, crazy.
It's trauma. That's what's making you strive.
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, this is fun. This is good. It's going to keep me working.
That's called CPTSD.
Right.
That's called complicated PTSD is what that's called.
I tell you, like, talking about promotion, the last album, these days, it's just like, it's almost crippling to put any sort of, like for me to put any sort of promotional stuff up. It's like everything's going to hell around us. It's
Everything's
like,
I know, right?
look,
Right.
we're
Well,
like,
I do have to, no, it's really hard, but I have to say that I think that another reason that I can do this is because the last album I basically just gave up promoting because it felt bad, right? It felt selfish and it felt not the thing. But this time when the album was coming out, I was like, well, the world is still awful.
Right.
And the world is awful in some of the exact same ways.
yeah.
And it's not going to stop, right? Like awful things continue. Awful things have always been happening. Awful things happen.
Yeah.
Humans do awful things. And art is not an awful thing. Art is like a necessity. It's a necessity to help you get through the awful things. And so I was like, well, I just have been thinking a lot about the role of art and like why it's important, and I think less about like self-promotion right now. It is self-promotion, but that's not how I think of it. I'm like, art is a core human behavior.
Oh, yeah.
It literally shows up in every art in its various forms, whether that's music, dance, visual art, all sorts of things. It shows up in literally every single culture on earth. Every culture has art. It is a human behavior. And it grounds us and it brings us together and it lets us dream and it regulates our nervous systems, right? It comforts us. It helps us grieve. And so for me, when this album came out, I was like, well, I don't know. I had a very different. I think I got taken aback last time. I wasn't, no one was expecting October 7th, and I didn't know, in the moment, like what to do about that. Not that I know now. But as far as art goes, I was like, well, art is no less necessary. It's actually more necessary. So let's move with that.
Good decision.
Agreed.
Yes.
That's,
Turn it around.
I'm glad to hear that because it is something where you're like, my report, I always say when I was a kid, my reports from the external world was always music. Like that was my connection to things outside of my world that made me feel like less of an oddball or, So I think that's good that regardless of everything, you can provide some sort of, if one person finds it and there's some comfort in what you created, it was a worthwhile endeavor to be like, look, listen to this, give it a chance. So cool.
Art is good.
Agreed.
Indeed.
So speaking of, I don't know if I hate to go down this, but as we just had a positive talk, but this is a discussion we had before we got on the air, and I think we kind of cited the same place you did. Like Spotify is the worst, right?
Spotify is the worst.
Can we all agree to that minimum?
I know.
I actually just posted about this today.
Yeah, that's why yesterday. I saw it. We've been talking about. I've been telling Kim for weeks. Like we need to talk to Health about this. In our entire tour, we didn't talk about it. And
like we didn't have time to do it. We were in a key.
We were listening to books.
We forgot. We talked today.
Oh, man.
But yeah, we kind of taken the same stand that like it just doesn't, as our podcast appears currently on Spotify. It was on Anchor and then it got moved to Spotify, which I guess Anchor was owned by Spotify, but it was free. So we're going to look into a new host soon too. But we're going on like, I guess over a year now of receiving nothing from Spotify for anything that's streamed. Daniel X spending all this money on military AI to help kill people with drones and things.
With all the stolen wealth that he's taken from everybody that's put art up on his platform.
Yeah, like the vast majority, like over 75% of the people don't get paid for what they have on there.
That's right.
So we're not going to put our stuff on that platform anymore.
So yeah.
Amazing. I support that, obviously, right? That was the gist for those of you who just don't happen to know me and aren't one of my 400 followers that don't see by the way, Instagram has me on some kind of shadow ban anyway. So like I post and like 30 accounts see it. But this Spotify thing gained some traction. And so like it's got hundreds of views or whatever, but I guess it pays to talk about controversy or whatever.
So.
Yeah, you gotta create drama.
Yes. Yeah, but no, so Spotify, I'm just gonna say what I said on my post for anybody listening that doesn't already know. The thing about Spotify is that they have almost single-handedly destroyed artist income in this country because everybody's moved over to streaming, and so people do not buy music anymore. But the streaming recompense, the compensation for streaming was 0.003 to 0.005 cents per stream, meaning you needed like hundreds of streams to make $1. But when I sold an album at my show 10 years ago for $10 then, and for like $12 now for an album, that's like $1 a song, right? So I could go out to a show and I could get $1 a song. And the thing is, when you own the music, it just gets cheaper every time you play it, right? But then Spotify, on top of cutting out that income, they made this policy shift last year, for those that do not know, that you don't get paid until any given song surpasses 1,000 plays within its span of a year.
Right.
So that cut out, and they billed it as some like anti-fraud thing because everyone was on the platform with so many bots or whatever. But like actually what that has done is, as you said, it's cut out something like 75 to 80% of artist pay on the platform at all. Yeah. At the same time, they're raising subscription prices. At the same time, this is more rumored, less documented. I've heard they're using our music to train AI.
Oh yeah, they are.
And at the same time, they were caught last year. There's a really great write-up by Ted Gioia about it, at The Honest Broker, if you don't know that blog. So they were caught using songs that they had commissioned themselves, but cross-promoting them on different platforms, in different playlists in different countries under different band names and different titles. So they're promoting things that they already own.
Wow. Yeah.
In their algorithm. And then they made an AI band go viral.
Yeah.
And then I also heard the rumor on social media that I haven't actually fact-checked that they were also making AI music out of dead artists' sounds without like prior consent. And then they're taking all that, and the CEOs are with 10 and 15 billion each.
Yeah.
And then they're investing hundreds of millions of dollars in military AI. So they're literally robber barons. They're stealing money from artists, and we're just like giving it to them because everybody went to streaming. So consumers, please, artists, please get off Spotify.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about Tidal.
Yeah. Tidal is good.
Yeah, that's where we're on. We just, was recently went last couple of years to, was it YouTube? It was like, if you pay for YouTube Premium for $2 extra a month, you get YouTube Premium, so you get music but I don't know about other people. We get our little reports in. They normally pay the most per stream for like low level artists like us. Probably because Google has a ton of money. Google sucks too, but
right.
I mean, yeah, the techno oligarchy is real.
Well,
and it's hard.
We were talking last night that we've noticed a little bit that like when we sell CDs at shows, it's usually to older people, like people who are 20 years older than we are, or people who are 20 or 30 years younger than we are. Because they are, kids are starting to get concerned about the politics of Spotify. And, they don't want to stream. They want to own their music.
Well, yeah, and I think that's what they're seeing is like, I'll never forget, you used to have these massive like DVD collections. You own that DVD.
Yeah.
And then we got convenient because I could go on to iTunes and buy the movie there. And then fast forward 10 years later, well, they don't have that license for that movie I bought.
Yeah.
And now
so
it's
you
gone.
don't own it anymore.
Right.
Like, wait,
and if you buy it on Amazon, you don't actually buy it. You buy the access to it while they let you have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think the younger generation are like, whoa, I don't know. I want this. If I bought it, I'd like to actually have it. And so now I think, we're seeing that return.
Yeah, I hope so.
Back to tangible, music. And I'm all for it. Like I want to go back to having the CD visors above your, in your car. The big booklets. The 10 CD disc changer.
I've still got all my CDs, man. I've got all my CDs, but unfortunately, both of my CD players are broken in my car, and I just moved, and my CD player is broken on my boombox now. I was like,
see, that's one of the things I was talking about with my son and a few of his friends. When it came time to buy cars, all they could afford currently are like old cars that still have CD players. Nice. So like all these young people are rolling around in cars with CD players, and the Bluetooth's still so old that no matter what, it sounds terrible. So it's just like
one of my friends is like 20 years younger than me, and she actually did say, like, if you burn me a CD, I can actually like play it in my car. Right. I was like, amazing.
Consider it done.
Yeah, it has not yet been done, but it is in the docket.
It's just funny how it works. How things have just, I guess as things have gotten worse, more expensive for a lot of kids. Even with Spotify the way it is, that's like a bill. That's you're up to like what, $12.99 plus tax a month.
How many monthly?
Oh.
Okay,
sorry about that.
You're good.
I work for a law office, and I was going through a file today, and a lot of things that we have in the file are like lists of assets. And this particular list actually said, just had a list of the things that the executor had canceled after the person had passed away. And it was a list of like 12 services.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
12 monthly subscriptions this person had.
Well, if you want to watch anything on TV, you've got to have like 10, or, what you used to have access through, as terrible as cable seemed, it's like, oh, now you got to have $18, $20 streaming networks.
Yeah.
Doesn't fail, man. It's a way to nickel and dime you. You thought you were saving money by streaming.
These damn kids back in my day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the subscription models, they didn't used to be this vicious, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But they figured out that you got to make everything a subscription. Adobe, Pro Tools. You can't possibly just buy something once and then use it, because then you can't make money off it. It's like the planned obsolescence of services, right? Like if we can't break it for you, if we can't make something that's going to break that you have to buy a new one rather than repair it or keep it, then we're going to just continually hike up fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like Adobe Creative Cloud is ridiculously expensive now.
Yeah, it's not worth
Yeah, and it didn't start that way when I started my subscription.
No, and you can't really piecemeal what you want. You have to get all of the umbrella, and it's like, but I don't need that. I'm not going to use that. Sorry, if you want Photoshop, you need X, Y, and Z as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was, a tragic thing is I actually created my own, I created my own typeface.
Oh, nice.
That is a relative, like, I didn't make caps and lower caps and all the everything, but I cut it, I stenciled it and I cut it and then I spray painted it through cardboard. And then I took pictures and I digitized it, right? And I was doing all of that on Adobe, and I was like, with my last album, I was like, oh my God, wouldn't it be cool to have merch that was like a typeface?
Yeah.
What a weird, cool thing to do. And I got like 80% through the process. And then I couldn't get the last 20% done. And then I was like, well, now I'm priced out of, I'm not going to make it happen. So I can't keep paying for the Creative Cloud.
Right.
And so like, maybe someday I will like get really inspired and like re-up my subscription to get my files back, because I don't have access to most of those files now because I don't have,
So was the font serif or sans serif?
Oh, it was a little serify.
Oh, nice.
But I mean, it wasn't consistent, it depends on the letter. And I could never figure out the kerning, the space between the lettering. That was really, that like the letters themselves is one thing, but then actually like getting it into the tech and having all the spacing and that I ended up just actually, using individual letters all the time in Adobe instead. Like I have the typeface, I do have my prototype typeface, but it's not fully functional really, right?
That's still pretty cool.
One day maybe it will be cool again.
Right.
Hey, I don't think we really think about how much work goes into
typeface,
and how. Like,
I don't think I thought about what type.
Yeah, I don't
How
think you
hard
did
can
either.
this be?
Like, someone made wingdings. Did they really even try?
Oh my God, wingdings.
I went
Yeah.
there. I brought it up, kids.
No, it's great. I actually use wingdings in my in my poetry course. I made a new module this summer for my online poetry course, which is all visual poetry. And so you talk about typography at one point, and you talk about typeface. And I was like, here's a bunch of different typefaces, and I was like, including wingdings.
Classic.
Underrated and underappreciated wingdings.
That was always just like, yeah,
Smiley
never
face.
skip.
God, when you were a kid, didn't you love wingdings?
No.
Wasn't it like, what are these weird alien symbols?
I need to know what pressing what button makes that. Like it was a code. I needed to figure it out.
Right, exactly.
It is a code, yeah.
Exactly. I'm so cool.
Oh my God, wouldn't it be amazing if you coded something, like made it encrypted, but all you did was use wingdings?
Some people would never know. Like, how did you do that?
It'd be like second to Navajo code talkers is wingdings.
Literally.
What on earth is this genius saying?
I'm fluent in English, Spanish, and wingdings.
That'd be great to have, I don't know, resume. Got
Hey,
this.
well, when the next World War starts, and it's not just, if it hasn't already, we'll get our wingding code talkers going.
Nice.
I just
Got
thought of
this.
that. That might have helped me get the job that I have now.
Because you know how to do
Because
wingdings?
we
You know
still
how to-
use word perfect.
Oh, straight.
Yes,
stuff,
I
yeah.
love Corel Word Perfect. Goodbye, Microsoft.
Oh,
I'm on
man.
Corel.
My boss actually asked me the other day, he's like, do you think that we should go to QuickBooks and like do the subscription thing? And I was like, no, because you own Quicken. No,
Yeah.
don't get rid of it.
Nope,
dude.
nope.
They'll nickel and dime you to death after this.
Exactly.
Well, that was like we just went to the PreSonus Studio One as our DAW that we record with because it was $150 and you own it, and it was like great.
No subscriptions.
No one has a subscription. Everything else, even Cakewalk moved to subscription now.
Man, I just want to keep
Pro
you.
Tools. How much is Pro Tools? I don't even know.
It's got depending.
It
on
is
the level.
expensive, but I can give you some good news, which is that if you're an educator, it is actually affordable.
Yeah.
You have to upload credentials every year, but like, if you can, you can afford Pro Tools subscription.
So you need me to stay employed. Is that what I'm hearing, guys? I'm down. I can take one for the team.
I'm firmly embedded after this album into
Into
Studio
Sonar.
One.
Yeah.
Okay.
I relearned everything that I used in Cakewalk, and I'm like, this is fine. This is just fine.
That's the same thing.
I gotta say, even though I hate the subscription thing, I do love me my Pro Tools. That is the way my brain works for editing. It edits so nicely.
That's the thing. We've always been, economy based. So everything's been like, what's the cheapest way to record?
Amen.
Truth.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still have like Audacity on my computer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's how I initially started recording, was with Audacity. That's some freeware, baby.
Hells yes.
Oh, yeah. Audacity used to have our late 90s, 2-track, which was like this thing where you could record.
Yes.
You could record a wave, and then you could record something over the wave.
Yes.
And then you mixed it down, and you recorded something else. And yeah.
A 2-track. I love that. This ain't no 8-track. It's a 2-track.
It was just called 2-track, and you could just keep building. And if you made a mistake, you're like, uh-oh.
Oh no.
Well, we got to go back to the one where we made the mistake. You had to find 6 waves back and start
Oh my God.
over.
They stacked on top of each
First,
Yeah.
the first thing I recorded, the first album I recorded, or part of it was live, and I call, once I put it together, I called it Second Avenue and Catalpa Way. It was like a compilation of some live stuff and then some stuff I had recorded at home, and I did it with an MP3 recorder that was the size of my thumb. Like it was the size of the AA battery that you put in it, essentially, and with Audacity. That's how I did. And actually, South Dakota, which is on this album, the bass line, the idea, the idea for what happens in that song, the bass line, I did on a cello with that little MP3 recorder and Audacity 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Full circle. That's very cool. Full circle moment, you guys.
No joke.
Yeah.
bring it back around.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
job.
but I hired a real bass player for the album.
There you go.
It's like, but here's what I want. It's like, okay, cool. What did you record
Yeah,
this
actually.
with?
I was like, here's your idea, but like do it better.
Here's your starting.
I was
point.
like, do this, but do it better.
I can.
Right, this is your rough sketch, if you will.
That was like Travis from my
Exactly.
hair
This is
picture.
the draft.
There you go.
Right.
All right, so we got congratulations on all the work, the hard work you did, and like I love how we like got to talk about how much art is a healing thing for
Exactly.
people. We need that today. We're gonna
See,
go to
Mom,
our
I told you it was a real
Right.
career.
right. We're gonna-
I'm a healer, Mom. I'm bringing joy into the world, Mom.
I'm basically a doctor.
Come on, Mom.
Basically a doctor. Well,
See, Mom, your son. did
especially
it.
once we stop educating and licensing them and giving them vaccines, then
I'm just waiting for them to like allow me to use AI to become a doctor. It's gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna get through medical school by just using AI.
Well, now
I
we're-
mean, I read a headline just today that like 40% of users are using ChatGPT for like medical advice. So
Yes. It was funny. Yesterday, I met up with a former student I taught like 15 years ago, and she currently works for IBM, and her job is AI ethics. And so it was great to have a conversation with her, because that's what scares me is like, it's kind of unwritten rules and people kind of just go with what they want. And she goes, that's the problem is
the
you had such an
freaking
open
wild, wild
source.
west.
Yeah.
And now you have to kind of bring it back in. And she's like, there are a lot of people that want it to be open and no kind of control.
Yeah.
And she goes, those people scare us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those are the rich people.
Me too. Yeah, because they don't like to be told that there are rules.
Right, exactly.
of course, then you pay to make the rules go in your favor. So you know.
Exactly. That's
Like if a tree fell on
what
you
they
and you
do.
got injured, and then like you got all this money, and then like you took away other people's ability to sue to get money when they get injured.
But this is what it is, right? It's that like we want no control and we're going to use this like banner of freedom. But like my freedom and your like yay proud American freedom is actually at the cost of like everybody everywhere all the time, right? It's at the cost of their water and their energy bill and the impact on climate and like the degradation of their thinking skills as they use AI and like but like, hey, let's replace human relationship with AI chatbots. Like who
Right.
needs actual physical, real, complicated human interaction? Like, no, why would they need that? Like, let's sell them AI instead.
And if you sign up now, you get like 2 free months of Spotify Premium. It's just a great deal.
If you sign up now, you can help military AI do more damage.
Right, exactly. You're not really doing it. You're just, kind of like paying for it. It's totally different.
Fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Same thing.
It's fine. This is fine.
It's fine.
It's not. It's not fine. None
Not
of this is
at
fine.
all.
Is this on fire?
No.
Right? Golly.
I feel like this has turned into an extensive advertisement for like the value of human musicians.
Yes,
Right?
it really has. And art.
Well, I think it is. And, we deal with that. Like I say, having a son that's in his mid 20s, that he deals like, 'cause he grew up, touring with me and doing stuff and playing music. And it's hard because he's always like, I'm trying to get friends to like go out into the real world and do stuff. It's like, well, let's get on and play like this video game together. I was like, no, dude, let's go somewhere.
Right. Let's have an
In
experience.
person.
Yeah.
Hang out.
Man, I don't know about that, and it's like, okay. It's just, I think hopefully it's like anything. All this stuff's new and then eventually we're going to get sick of it and just kind of,
I hope so.
I mean, there is a good amount of pushback, a good amount of public pushback, but also not enough. And unfortunately, it's like it's the power. It's like, where are the power centers? Who is making the decisions? Like you have to put enough pressure on them that they actually care, because they kind of actually don't. Like they care about profit.
Yeah.
They care about profit. I saw this post that I was like, that is everything that I think about. They were like, what is the end game with all of this stuff? So that like in none of this is sustainable. Like in the end, is it going to be the same 4 people selling their stuff to each other?
Right.
When there's only 12 people in the world who can afford to buy anything, like what is your end game? What is your end goal? Like what are you trying to do? Like this profit at the cost of literally everything and everyone else.
I always say that's what the punchline is, when monopoly's over, like you have all the money and no one else can do anything. Like, your money's worthless because no one else has anything.
Right.
And it's like, so that's kind of the lesson none of these kids learn. Like, once you get it all, no one else has any, and it becomes worthless because it's not like anything you need to survive. It's like, I have all these, credits in some electronic bank account. And it's like,
right.
Well, cool, we're trading stuff for food over here. So, like, whatever. And eventually it becomes
Samuel,
worthless.
did you not know that infinite growth is possible?
Right?
No.
I know, I've had that.
Infinite growth is possible in a closed system. You didn't know that?
Oh, I know.
That is the very basic principle of our market.
Right. It was taught to us, those anti-drug PSAs, so I can work longer, so I can earn more, so I can do more coke.
Absolutely.
We can
So I can
do more
work.
with less. Can do more with less.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you, on my last album, it's funny, it's weird to quote myself, but like I wrote this song called Prescription times like RX times 3. And in that song, there's a line, the chorus is like, or maybe one of the verses, it's like, I've got my prescription that allows me to function, that allows me to work, so that I can afford the prescription, so that I can function, so that I can work at moving on.
Right. There it is. Yeah, it's what it is. I mean, it's... wow, we got really depressing really fast, guys.
But it's the reality of the situation.
It is.
If anything, it's not necessarily depressing. It's good to know that
You're not
this
alone.
reality is shared.
It sucks just as
No,
much in Fort
yeah.
Collins.
Yep.
Right, it sucks everywhere. No, but I mean also, like, it's important. If you can't talk about the reality, then like what else is there? Right. Like, you need to be, like, I think as a mad person, particularly who has dealt with a lot of like depression and stuff, all my mad and queer and disabled friends, and a lot of my friends of color too, like, it's, if you can't laugh about it, if you can't talk about it and you can't laugh about it, then all you're doing is like, you're cutting yourself off from the reality of your experience. So
True. Very true.
Yeah, 'cause so much of it's ridiculous, and you can't help but be like, this is what we chose.
Gotta laugh.
Of all the ways we could go with this world, this is the path we chose.
But here's the thing is, like, we can still choose differently. Like, Are we collectively doing that? Not right now, but like everything here is made up.
Yeah.
We made it all up.
Yeah.
We made it all up. We can make other stuff up.
True.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yeah. And maybe it's time to start making other stuff up.
And maybe we imagine that in art.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's what we do with art, is we make stuff up.
True.
And it's true. So many, most movements are based around, usually starts in the arts communities and things, and then people, it's a good way to get ideas out, and good way to bring people together of similar mindsets or just similar motivations.
Yep.
So it is a good way, you go all the way back, going through stuff from a book I'm reading now, 20s, like all the people out fighting labor movement and stuff. There were people there writing songs, singing. People used to sing a lot more. It's kind of interesting to read that people, it wasn't rare for grown men to just start singing things together in the 10s and 20s 100 years ago. It's like, oh, hey, man, let's work that song out.
Yeah.
They go buy some sheet music and figure out the vocal parts and sing the thing.
Well, when you're not surrounded by other people's, not just art, but also just like product, content all day long, when there isn't an endless amount of recordings and videos and streaming and like you've got to make, this is why art happens. Yeah. It happens both out of necessity, like it happens out of necessity whether or not you're surrounded by that content. Yeah. But like when that content did not exist, or when it only existed because somebody was singing it live, yeah, you'd better believe that people were not so passive about consuming it in the past, right? And maybe not even in the past, just depending on the culture that you're in as well, and the community.
Valid.
Agreed.
One of my main things I try to convince myself, or at least take away, is that one good thing, I guess, about the devaluation of global music, like, as far as like people becoming, I'm going to get signed as an unknown person and become famous, is that every place is starting to move back to like their local scenes. Like everyone's starting to be like, well, what's here? Like, because especially like in Houston, it's like people don't tour through Houston a lot. So you have that moments where people are trying to find what's happening there. And I think you're going to get back. The one positive I believe and I hope is that, it will create stronger local arts communities where people are kind of back working in their community and home, instead of just everyone thinking about aspiring to appealing to everyone. You focus more on the people around you and kind of recreate like unique musical moments and viewpoints. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I do think, I think community, I think we're very deep. I think, and also I've heard arguments and read, my friends read things that I haven't read, but I think we're like very de-skilled, a lot of us. And I think a lot of those people who are de-skilled are white, but not all of us. Like, I think our kind of the way that we have set up our, not just economy, but culture, is very far away and very automated. And so even you go to the store and you don't even always have cashiers at the store that you recognize anymore. And you go and you do your auto checkout because you should be doing the job that they could be paying somebody else to do. And is that more convenient? Yeah, maybe. But also, like, who is it? Who is actually powering all this anymore? Like, is it not us? Is it not our community? Are we not?
Yeah.
Like, local community seems to be the place to go. Also, if you listen to people like Hannah Arendt and others, it's also like the very basic breeding ground for fascism is isolation.
Yeah.
Right?
Whew.
Truth.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Sorry, were you not expecting me to just drop?
No, I've never heard that before.
Was I not supposed to come on here and start talking about this?
Great. Nope. I remember hearing a person talk about that exposure to other cultures is the greatest inoculation against, hatred and fascism. It's like people aren't scary if you go there and kind of to turn it around.
Realize we're all the same.
It's like, it's I brought it up to Lee when he was here. It's the great Mike Watt quote. The only thing different is weather and geography. Like, people are pretty much the same anywhere you go.
Yep.
Yeah, so I studied post-colonial lit, and like global literature and global music in college, and since college. So this is like very central to a lot of my I think about this stuff all the time. And one thing that I believe, I think there are bridges that really we think that are uncrossable that are not, because we're all just humans, creatures. And then there's other bridges that are like actually really like you. There are differences there, right? There are differences of experience and of understanding. But I have this, I'm gonna get on a soapbox for a second. I have this core belief, not only that art is a human behavior, a core human behavior, but I am very much of the opinion, like not opinion, deep belief, that if you love any kind of art, like music, poetry, film, fashion, dance, if you really think that you love music, but you actually are going to not listen and say terrible things about music that is a genre that you don't particularly like or from another culture, then you don't love music. Music appears in every culture. Dance appears in every culture. And it appears in as many ways as humans appear. So if you love music, you don't have to like everything that you hear, right? We're not going to all like everything. That's fine. I don't like every bit of music that I hear, but I appreciate the music, even when I don't particularly aesthetically like it. And if you truly, truly think that you love music, but you're out here denigrating the people who make different music or make music that you like, then you don't love music. Because you actually hate people. You actually hate culture. You actually hate difference. You're actually far more interested in supremacy and your own aesthetic values than actually music and the people who make music in all of the different ways that they do.
I would agree. Was that applause?
That is applause.
Oh, yeah, but I agree.
Nice. I have not been applauded for a soapbox before. I'm gonna.
But it's true, and I think you lose a lot of that by not being willing to experience. The stuff I listen to is the stuff that when I listen to it, it moves me internally, like something that I just. But yeah, I say it all the time. You're allowed to. People should be able to listen to whatever they want, And that's the thing I'm into, you know. Like I always say, I eat trash food. Like I love Taco Bell, but I have friends that love actual food and they want to go to real nice restaurants. And that's just, you know, hopefully they don't judge me for my, gutter palate when it comes to that. But I feel more, you know, passionate. Music's my passionate thing I love. And I think it's good to be willing to try new things because, you know, I think a good point to what you're making is our good kind of illustration of that. There's a band I like a, you know, metal doom band called High on Fire. And like their bass player does all this, he's really into Turkish music. So they start doing all this weird, like semitone, you know, weird to me as a Western world person, you know, and they're like suddenly breaking in all these like Turkish riffs that fit. Like it just shows that really it's just how it's given to you. And never would I have been like, oh, you know, I want to listen to this Turkish folk music. But after having this, you know, it's kind of like you put enough sugar on something, like try that, then you use a little less next time. And then
it's a little less unfamiliar. Right. It's a little more like, oh, I kind of like I have a taste for that. Like let me go taste that new flavor that like might have been a little shocking at first.
Right.
It's funny because I studied global music and I remember it's like my best friend and I from college, like I still think about the stories I would tell them because I would be so excited about the music that I was hearing and the sounds that I was hearing. But then I would describe it to them like, you know, like gamelan is amazing, but like it's a lot of clashing overtones, right? If you're not prepared for gamelan as a Westerner, like you're going to be taken aback. And there's these instruments called ongo horns from like, it's been so long, I don't remember exactly where they're from, like Central Africa. And I was telling my best friend about how amazing they were and how everyone in the class was acting like such jerks about them. And when I was trying to describe it to my friend, I then had to try and like make the sound of the ongo horn. And so it's like, well, you know, they sound kind of like,
Wow.
So
like they sound kind of like, the only way I can do it is like I sound like a donkey braying, trying to sound like these weird ongo horns that truly sound strange. But I was like, but they're so amazing. Why would anyone think that's weird? It's so great. And then the only impression I can give is like, hey,
like that sounds. So it's a donkey.
Go check out ongo horn.
Open your mind.
Open your mind. You hate people. You don't love music. Why don't you like ongo horns?
Exactly.
I think the difference is even if you don't like it, you can't begrudge other people for being like, dude, that I love that. Like that just touched me here.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're like, okay,
Cool.
I like donkeys are cool.
Right.
All right. I think we've come full circle.
Oh yeah, man, we've been going. I've had so much fun
Maybe
talking.
a couple times.
Good.
Every time I'm like, we're not going over an hour. We short these episodes. Like, well, never mind. We had so much fun. It was like,
oh well.
And we did not prepare you for this at all. I'm a monster.
You're a bad
but
person.
We have our question that we ask at the end of every episode.
Oh my God. Well, you've now prepared me by saying that you're a monster for not preparing me. So I'm terrified.
No, it's not that bad of a question. It's just more of we figured it was good to have people recommend things. And this actually came from, I think Mac from Rock Bottom String Band brought this up. So we're going to ask you for name one podcast, and we're going to have to put the caveat that we don't count. That's a good cop out for people. It's like, this one. It's like, no,
not us.
No one listens to it. We see the Spotify numbers.
We've seen it.
But anyways, I'm joking. But anyway, so with one podcast, a book, and a song or album you would recommend to people.
Oh, I've got more than enough.
Okay, good.
Yeah. More than enough. All right. Off the top of my head, the two podcasts that I listen to regularly really are Normal Gossip, which is delightful. Someone during the pandemic was like, I miss gossiping with people. Why don't I just get to gossip online? And she was posting about it online, and people were like, girl, stop giving your best ideas away. And so they anonymize gossip, and it's never mean-spirited, but it's always batshit. It's always like, what is happening right now? It's delightful to listen to. And then I listen to The Moth a lot. I do enjoy I do enjoy a Moth story slam live or recorded. A book, I mean, endless books, but I'm always going to go back to like, Indigenous futurism first and foremost. So I'm just going to toss out a couple titles here. Anything by Darcy Little Badger, but I really love both Olatsui and A Snake Falls to Earth. Really glorious work. She's really sweet. Also, Wabgeshig Rice wrote a duology in the first book, Moon of the Crusted Snow. Just glorious. Yeah, there's also this anthology edited by Joshua Whitehead called Love After the End. And it's like an indigiqueer speculative fiction. And that book I like give away constantly. I actually like don't have a copy now, and it makes me feel naked. And then songs.
Or an album.
I just want to give you whole playlists. But you know what? I was just listening to my friend's song on my playlist, along with Texas Sun, Texas Moon, and Mariella, which I love. But my friend, Lara Ruggles, who also goes by Shark Heart with like multiple... Oh, I'm going to get the spelling wrong. It's either multiple R's or multiple K's, Shark Heart, and then multiple T's. And she has this song on her last album called This Will Hurt. And that song kills me. It's so glorious. It's so beautiful. So beautifully produced, so beautifully performed. And the lyrics, I like literally cry out of both pain and comfort listening to this song, where the lyrics are like, this will hurt, this will break you. It's good to break when something needs to change. Yeah, really, really beautiful song.
Nice.
I like it.
Awesome. Yeah,
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. This was so fun. Thank you for just taking a rando musician that you never met and letting me talk at you a lot.
Nope.
No, it's one of our favorite things about doing this. It's just talking to new people and finding cool new music, because we're big on not just listening to the same stuff forever. I don't want to be the 40-something-year-old person. It's like, oh, man, Pearl Jam remember that?
Nothing's been good since Vitalogy.
Right. Nothing.
I love finding new music, and I go back to the old music a lot, but also I love adding new music to my stables. Yes, I'm all about that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good way to do it, and it's a good way to kind of, let people be aware there's a bunch of independent music being made out there that you can find, on Bandcamp and...
Not Spotify.
At the risk of temporarily bumping Spotify, and not really, but I make playlists. I actually make playlists, but nobody has any way of getting them anymore because they don't have a music player that I can give them to. And so I did put one of my playlists on my Spotify account. So if you were to go to my Spotify and look at my 2024 election playlist, it is full of really great songs and artists that I found elsewhere, often on Bandcamp or TV shows. So there's a whole list of really great tunes. And actually, that was the playlist I was listening to where my friend's song came on as well.
Okay.
Oh, right on.
So, yeah. If you want to take those suggestions and then go find those artists not on Spotify.
There you go.
Use your free account to access and then pull it.
That is right.
Exactly. Stream it somewhere that pays, or pick them up on Bandcamp, which remains still, despite all the sales back and forth, the place that everyone makes the most money in.
So far. And there is a platform coming out. It's not out yet. It's called Subvert. And it is like a co-op artist-owned streaming service that's trying to get off the ground.
Oh, okay.
So if you go check that out, they're not out yet, and I'll be curious to see what happens. But they're always looking for artists to sign up, and they had a little funding thing recently where somebody wanted to make changes for the funding, and they were like, nope, we're not going to take it because we're artist-owned co-op. Like, that is our vision. So
awesome.
Keep an eye out for that. See what they're going to do.
We will.
Good to know that's going on.
Well, all right. Well, thanks for coming and talk to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
And I hope that the next time you're around, I get to see you in person.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Great.
All right, Kim.
Bye, y'all.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to this episode of Music in the Minor League. We hope you take the time to check out Slip's music. Maudlyn Monroe's great. We've thoroughly enjoyed listening to their album. Again, if you like the podcast, tell a friend. Go follow Maudlyn Monroe wherever you can. It's Maudlyn. Maudlyn, kind of like Marilyn Monroe. That about does it for us, man. There's not really much else to tell. Again, get the word out, follow, support local music. Get out there in the world, man. Hang with some folks. Enjoy a moment, man. Enjoy seeing something happen in front of you, some live music, and support the independent artists that make that happen. To close out, we're going to leave you with the opening track off of Heart Shaped Rock. It's called Midnight Wind, and we'll see you next week. Later.
Leaving Austin caused some heartbreak. So before the day breaks, take what you got, look up at the street light. You kept thinking it was the moonlight. Look up at the moon, almost so bright. Oh, the dancers and the singers, they're swaying in the alley, strung up in the dark. Come that midnight wind, sway the lanterns of pink, sway the lanterns of gold, sway those pale red paper lanterns and that big round yellow globe. Hey, and this lady kind say she gonna ride, say she gonna ride all the way north, all the way north of us, long way to Vegas, long way to Vegas. Says she lost her sister, says she's gotta go put her away, go put her away. And if it's more than you can take, then put your heart away, put your heart away, put your heart away, put your heart away. Everybody here on their way somewhere, everybody here on their way somewhere. And there's a fine young man in his fine red shirt with gaggle of women. Really every woman in the place saying inappropriate things. He says most flirtatious things and then he swings his charm. Oh, if you think he mean it, oh, if you think he mean it, oh, let his heart be in it. You may be right, but you may be crazy to think he's staying. If you think he's staying, he got somewhere to be tomorrow night. So put your heart away. Talk so well, try to measure true, but if your aim no good, then what are you to do? What do you aim for? 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 The moon is white, the moon is white, the moon is white as bone. Or street lights, sway the lanterns of pink, sway the lanterns of gold, sway those pale red paper lanterns and that big round yellow globe. Everybody here on their way somewhere, everybody here on their way somewhere, everybody here on their way somewhere, everybody here